How's everyone doing today? Good day. How's everyone doing today? Wonderful Monday. Spring is at full force. And how are you doing, our dear traders? My name is Thomas, and I will conduct the following trading session for you. So please share in the comment section how's everything going, what your trading results are, and how was your last week. So, for starters, so let me talk briefly. I think you've all noticed our new little update here with the how things look now with this well with this look. Um, like a more compact way how trades look, like open trades and also the history of trading. It's kind of nice. I don't know. Some people like it, some people don't. In my opinion, it looks nicer because it's a little bit more compact and just a little bit more sleeker look, in my opinion. So, why Crash STM is not working? Let me go ahead and check. So, what is wrong with Crash STM? Oh, I haven't checked this asset today yet. Unfortunately, sometimes some assets are not working. I do not know exactly what the reasons are, but sometimes this might happen. So I apologize for not knowing what exactly has happened to Crash STM 300, our beloved index. So yeah, how's everyone doing? Let me hear some comments. I would like to hear about your successes, your like failures as well. So it's it's kind of both. It's a two-way street, right? We have ups and downs when you trade. Some ideas that I would like to comment a little bit in more detail is obviously gold, which I've been talking for many months now. I know sometimes trading can be a little bit tricky because a few times already I was saying, yeah, it's time to buy, it's time to buy. And obviously it was time to buy. Unfortunately, some of my trades, in some of my trades, I also lost those positions, those trades, because my stop loss was not enough to sustain, to hold on to the pressure of this basically sell-off that happened in the middle of February, and I got kicked out of my position, and then later on, basically since last week, or 2 weeks ago, we saw this finally breakout, so final breakout, and then when such a breakout happens with such big green candlestick, so usually you have another after that you have a few days of following like, so how many is that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row, 8 green days in a row. So probably this is the best performance by gold since well, I don't know what. So 8 days in a row. That's something quite unusual. And well, as of now, I think it's like open sky. There is no limit, right? Or as people say, sky is the limit. Gold can go anywhere it wants, and there are not so many strong levels of resistance above it, above the current price, that would sort of be able to stop, to withhold, to slow down this growth. I don't know. I mean, now it's like when if you entered, or if you are still holding gold positions on gold, then I definitely recommend keeping those trades, not closing them before just yet, because yeah, we can really see a lot of move upwards, a lot of upwards move towards 2,300, 2,400, 2,500, etc. I mean, like now it can basically all resistance fortifications or previous levels have been cleared out. We might see some pullbacks, but the overall trend is obviously uptrend. Now, the more the trickier situation is with Ethereum and with Bitcoin. So these crypto assets, these cryptocurrencies are now, well, how many weeks in a row are we rising? So like green weeks, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, what is this? It's like a doji. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, let's not count this one, 4, 5, 6. So 7 weeks, 7 green weeks. And I mean, at this point, it's kind of difficult to say where the price will stop and reverse, because once again, we are trading at all-time highs and there are no limits. There are like no visible potential places where we can get stopped, maybe 80,000. So pretty much, I mean, it's all the same, right? It's all about round levels, round numbers. So yeah, like 80,000, maybe we'll get some, we'll slow down a little bit there at 80,000, maybe 75,000. But I mean, at this point, it's just kind of the same approach, like buy and hold for as long as you can. And for those of you who have this, as we call it, FOMO, fear of missing out. So if you feel that so Bitcoin cannot grow any further, I would like to remind you that now we are in a very interesting situation, and that usually happens when Bitcoin and Ethereum, they have sort of increased in price already, and then the altcoin season begins. So something or anything or everything that has not yet inflated or increased in price, has not gone up. So pretty much you want to buy those assets. Like for example, this Kusama. Yes, it's just attention. Kusama's day has not yet come, but pretty much when the market leaders, which are Bitcoin and Ethereum, are rising or have risen significantly, then you wanna start investing into ideas like this one. So Uniswap, all of a sudden, boom. And I don't really think that this growth will be like gradual as it is with gold, like a long accumulation phase, but instead I think we are about to see like such explosive growth. So something like this. So for example, Cardano, yes, it already went up 50%, even more from here. Yeah, I mean, like it nearly tripled, right? It's kind of Bitcoin, but it lacks maybe how many, like 5 zeros? Yeah, exactly. Look, it's like the same Bitcoin, but just 5 zeros are missing. We need to multiply it by 100,000, and pretty much it's kind of the same correlation. Yeah. Wow, just a funny observation that I just realized. But guys, as I say, everything happens like this. It's like sort of slow, and then boom, you have this acceleration phase. So the rule of thumb when you are in this kind of bulls market is you just want to buy. You just like keep buying. And yes, once again, diversifying. So for example, this AVAX, I don't know what this cryptocurrency is. I'm not 100% familiar with all the projects that are available there on the crypto scene. Nonetheless, I mean, I just look at technical analysis. So yeah, wow, look, I mean, it went up from 10 to 15, so like 5 times. Who would who could have predicted that? Well, anyways, so here we are. Is there anything else that I would like to talk about? Well, Tesla, yes. So I keep holding this trade. I think Tesla is declining, and I mean, the recent news was that Tesla was about to lower its retail prices for their cars because basically the demand wasn't that high. And as maybe some of you might remember, that in 2020, 2021, the demand for Tesla cars was so high, so big that you really had to wait in line for about 1.5 to 2 years to get your Tesla. Now, I just, out of curiosity, I checked Tesla's website today, and now the wait time is 1 month, 2 months, maybe in certain countries. So, I mean, compare it to 1.5 years to 2 years, just 2 years back. All right, let me go ahead and check our lovely chat today. Let's begin conversation on Forex. So yes, I've been talking about Forex, and I have another trading idea which I want to share to you. It's not a trading idea just yet, but I would really like to draw. Okay, so it's beautiful pattern here: EURUJPY and USDJPY. It's well, it's a very interesting thing. This what's the right English word? I think it's called like a consumption candlestick or something like this. When you have this kind of uptrend and then it kind of turns into stalemate, it stalls, and it's not moving further up, and then this big red candlestick comes, and then you see this drop. So 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 days for 5 days in a row, the yen is growing, and the nearest support, right? So the nearest support level is this one here. So let's make it like this yellowish one. So 146. So you can modify these drawing tools as however you want. So you can change color and thickness so that you can see, you can like not forget by doing so. You just highlighting the most important levels, the most important marks. So I think globally speaking, I would still bet that the US dollar will still continue rising against the yen, but temporary corrections are obviously happen. So yes, that's what we are observing today. So let me see, let me check some other questions. So hello sir, I'm only 14 years old and doing trading for like 2 years. Can I start in real money? I have probability like 80%. Well, I have to tell you straightforward that it's not allowed. So it's not allowed to trade on our OLYMP TRADE platform, right? If you are under 18. So in this case, well, I don't really think that you will be allowed to trade anywhere because basically yeah, because basically yeah, you have to be 18 and over to trade, and you won't be able to pass the verification, and it's something that you just can't do, right? So we don't allow minors to trade. All right, I think I'm back. I should be back. Okay, I think I should be back. All right, am I? Yeah, I think I'm audible and I'm visible again. So I apologize for this brief pause in the webinar. So guys, let's continue talking about our currency pairs, because it's not just cryptocurrencies, it's also currencies like regular currencies where you can actually make a lot of profits because multiplier is so much higher that it allows just basically provides more opportunities in regards to trading. So yeah, something like this. So at the same time, the euro USD is approaching a very important level, which is 1.10. So 1.1000. It's another round number. It's another strong level of support well, obviously now it's acting as a resistance level. Let me just quickly reload the platform just to make sure that there are no freezes. All right, so there are no freezes. Okay, everything works perfectly. Because when I run my webinar, sometimes it just gets very too much memory is being used, and that's why it becomes a little bit like freezy. All right. Another question here. I booked so much profit and fallen of USDJPY, but I exited position after 250% and now go up to 1,200, so or 1,200. All right, let's quickly talk about USDJPY since a person named GTA6 heavily awaited game, which is to be released I think next year. Well, anyways, back to our trading. So what I definitely recommend in this case is the so-called multi-positioning. I don't know why I just call it multi-positioning. As you can see, all my positions, I opened them, just open many positions, and it gives me flexibility because it's just never, like almost never, maybe like one time out of like 10, you will be able to guess exactly the entry, the exit point, the entry point, the best one, the exit point, and also where to place your stop loss, and also how to get most of that trade. It only happens maybe 1 out of 10 times, unless there is a very distinct resistance level, for example, like with, so for example, let's imagine I purchased Bitcoin, like for example here, and I know that I want to sell here, and I put my limit sell order, and I'm happy, and I close all this position. But usually I would say it's much better if you do the so-called partial exiting. So for example, I have this current trade and I have this much profit. So okay, now it says I might get a little bit more greedy, and I can update my take profit as well. So it's not about just stop losses. Okay, so let's put my stop losses at 500%, and let's do this. So this is called gradual exiting, right? So I will never be able to predict like everything with prices, how far they can go, but what I can do, what I can clearly do, is I can split my position, my overall position, and do partial closing. So this way, I usually, on average, I would statistically speaking, I would oftentimes get advantage over the market, and I will be able to get much better exits. But as I say, because it's just absolutely impossible to predict the exact exit points when to exit your trade. It just you're never gonna guess. But by doing this partial exit, on average you will be gaining more profits, because maybe you close well, I don't know your current ratio, like your stop loss to take profit ratio, but I would assume since your entry was somewhere here around 100, as you said, 150 point. Okay, so it was even better, right? So it was kind of here, right? So you could really enjoy a very short stop loss, so kind of like a perfect trade with a very short stop loss and a very nice potential. And with this potential, yeah, I mean, I would definitely do partial exits. Maybe I would close maybe 1/5 of my position here, but then I would probably try to sit and to stay in that trade for as long as I can. But definitely, maybe here I would like close all of it. So the answer here is to it's all about money management, right? It's once again the 3 pillars of success are strategy. So strategy usually suggests about entry points, right? It doesn't really tell us so much about exit points, right? So we know when to enter, but then once the movement starts happening, so for example, with what I just showed to you, this Ethereum trade. So I've been holding, so how many weeks? How many? Since I've been holding, yeah, exactly when I told about this trading idea. I mean, I've been talking about it all along. I'd been talking about it all along. I was talking about this for like many months, many years. Like everyone's like tired when I start mentioning this, but nonetheless, so how many months? Like 1.5 months I've been holding this position. So like once the movement begins, it's very difficult to make yourself, it's kind of like a very difficult mental task to make yourself enter this like trend, this uptrend, like re-enter. So it's better to keep your positions, to hold your positions. But now I would say now it's probably like a very, I mean, probably the best risk to reward ratio in the recent history of my trading, when my potential stop loss was probably around just below this previous low. So it's like 100, maybe $150, and now we have traveled to almost 2000. So that's one. So risk to reward, it's like 150 to 2000. So that's like 1 to 13. It's ultra. This is ultra good. I mean, like, this is probably some of the best trades when you risk $1 and you're making like $13-15. So in the world of day trading, or in the world of short-term trading, like relatively short, I'm talking about like 1 month, 2 months, this is excellent. I mean, it's just you are just very lucky and skilled, lucky, and it just happens. It doesn't happen a lot because markets just very rarely have such strong trends, consistent trends, right? Without any pullbacks. It's it's not something that you see every other day. Before, when was the previous time we saw this on Bitcoin? That was 2020, late 2020, and the first half of 2021. So this kind of move happens rarely. So if it happens, you usually want to sit in this trade or stay in this trade for as long as you can, because it's gonna basically generate so many profits that it will cover all your previous losing trades. So this is what I'm talking about, or I like to talk about, the so-called ladder of trading in money management. And guys, as I say, strategies. So strategies don't really tell so much about exiting, right? So exiting positions, exiting profitable positions. So exiting losing positions, negative positions, and profitable positions, it's two different aspects. But usually your strategy doesn't really talk so much about it. Strategy is all about like entry points usually. But money management, and that's why I keep repeating that money management is so much important. So that's what basically talks about managing positions. I don't know if I hope I explained myself right. English is not my native language, but I hope I did my best trying to explain to you how to exit positions, and about the so-called partial closings or partial exits. And another thing, what else do I wanna talk about? Okay, there might be a okay. Let me check our chat today, and then I might give you another possibility when you don't have. So for example, on our platform, you cannot do. Yeah, let me just finish this thought. Okay, so you cannot do partial closings, but let's imagine you have an amount. You open the trade in the amount of 20,000, or I don't know, like 2,000, and you want to do partial closing, but you can't, obviously, right? So what you can do in this case is you can open another trade in the downwards direction, with the same multiplier. And so this is called hedging, right? And then you sort of hedge your remaining position, because if this trend now reverses, so you've already saved your unrealized P&L, because for the remaining part it will kind of like start declining, start dropping, but at the same time your counter position, your countering position will now start generating profits. I don't know if you try to think about it, right? So 2000, and then if I want to save this amount, I want to open a trade the same amount, sorry, not the same amount, but half the amount and in the downwards direction. Or if you want to do partial exit for maybe 1/4 of your position, which is $500. So then in that case, you need to open a down trade, so the same multiplier, but $500 downwards. And in this case, yes, you're gonna pay pretty much commission. So that's the cost of hedging. But generally speaking, that's how you can exit your positions partially, even when a certain platform, like in our case it's OLYMP TRADE, you cannot split this position into smaller ones. So that's how you can exit positions by hedging them. At the same time, as I said, you're gonna have to pay this extra commission, but I think it's relatively nothing compared to, you know, like overall, I don't know, like 15,000 profits. It's just nothing. All right. So with your Mr. GTA 6. So going back to your example, it's like, imagine you. It's like how this relates to your example is, so let's imagine you open this trade here and you were holding it here. Now you feel like this urge that you wanna close this trade. So you have this major down trade and you wanna save some of this profit. So start closing partially. In your case, you need to start opening up trades. So you open it here, you open here, you open here, and then now maybe, yeah, I would probably, if I were you, I mean, like if I had I opened my trade here, I would now be willing really to close this trade, because very strong support level. So I wouldn't be greedy, and then here I would definitely close this trade, and then I close all these trades, all up trades and down trades. I'll just like say close not just this one, but close all trades related to USDJPY. Well, it's quite an advanced approach, and you really have to do it carefully, very attentively, carefully. But guys, this pays, and basically, by doing so, you can manage your position. So as I said, and the final element, the final brick of success is the psychology of trading. So you need to be calm, you need to be relaxed, you need to stay relaxed in order to do so, because otherwise you won't be able to, to do it. Because otherwise you just won't be able to cope with your emotions. Alrighty, so going back to the chat, so let me see if there are any other questions. So another question is here, I'm 18, how do I grow my small capital by avoiding maximum losses? Well, I mean, there aren't many shortcuts here, not too many shortcuts, so you still need to work on your strategy. So strategy, once again, it's strategy, money management, and psychology. So we all want to grow our capital fast, but just very difficult to do. There are many obstacles in the way, but as I said, if you're able to cope with those devils inside you, then you'll be much better off on your path to success. And if you have relatively small capital, then definitely FTT is your choice, because then you can't really use Forex, because Forex is usually quite slow, and you have these such moves as we are talking about. They happen maybe once every 2-3 years, even with strong with big multipliers. It still happens relatively rarely. But the FTT is probably the best place to grow capital, because everything is so quick. And if your strategy is working, then that's pretty much that's where you need to go. That's the success. All right, so hello, I deposit money, but they are not credited in my account. 10 days and I'm right. So about failed deposits, so please contact our customer support. They will help you. They usually take care of such issues. And I mean, unfortunately, it's a common. I wouldn't say it's like a very common thing, but it kind of happens. It happens, yes. Unfortunately, it does happen. We have many different payment providers. We have many different gateways, and overall number of transactions, I think it's like well beyond a few 100,000 per day with us. So unfortunately, from time to time, some of them get lost. But as I say, our customer support team or customer success team is there to help you, and pretty much almost always, like 99% cases, we are able to either refund or credit that amount, or we find this amount we search. But sometimes we need guidance, because before you tell our customer support that you have this kind of problem, then they just don't know about it. So please tell them. Or if you have, if your current service level is expert, you can address such issue, such question to your account manager, and that person, or VIP account manager, and that person will be there to help you. All right. As I see you are long-term forex trader, I'm day forex trader. So give me tips. Well, Mr. GT6. So talking about your trade, I would say the best piece of advice that I can give to you is something that I've already just mentioned, is do partial exits. And when you enter, so let's imagine you want to open a trade in the amount of $100, but instead split it into 5 trades of 20. And as you can see, they can be here found in this very compact window, and it just gives you more flexibility. So for example, with gold, so maybe I should close this trade right now, right? So because I mean, because there might come a pullback here, so it gives me flexibility. But in general, so like generally speaking, talking about this like piece of advice that I can give as a, and I wouldn't say I'm a like just long-term investor or trader, but gradually over time we are all kind of shifting towards that, because in the beginning stages we all like to click, right? We all to like press up and down buttons, like click buttons all the time, go from one chart to another, like up and down. Oh, look, beautiful breakout pattern. So chain link, our candidate number 1. Let's open a trade. I'll open this trade right now. Okay, so $500 multiplier 10. So this is what I'm gonna do. All right. So I have just found a very interesting pattern. So it's this breakout to new highs, even though we are already trading quite high here. So 6 towards 21. So that's 3.5 times higher, or 3 times higher. But when I look at this in a 4-hour time frame or 1-hour time frame, so yes, we have this flag formation, and this flag formation is usually a very strong sign of further growth. So in this case, where is chain link? So I have 6 trades. So what I did is I split the amount which I wanted to use into 6 different trades, and now I have these 6 different trades. So that's it. Very simple logic, very simple, but that would allow me to sort of do these partial exits. Okay, so just have to be very careful with this, and also always check about this. So it's plus 500, it has to be percent, because sometimes it's the amount of money, sometimes it's percent. Boom. So you have to modify your trades, your positions, just after you've opened this trade, and before opening trades, double check, just maybe talk to yourself, tell this out loud what you're about to do, because sometimes when we do this, we can hear ourselves just saying out loud what we want to do, and sometimes it's a very good way to double check to make sure that you won't make a mistake. So what payment method is best in your opinion to use deposits and withdrawals? Well, it depends on your country, right? Because in every country we have different service providers. Different countries have different, well, as I say, different payment providers, different payment systems. But the universal ones which are good for every country is, of course, USDT, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. What else have we got? So I have USDT, Bitcoin, but in some countries I think it's also something else should be available, not just these three. I don't remember, but I use mostly these ones. So Bitcoin, USDT, you don't need much else, in fact. But for your convenience, we have many of them. All right, so let me just give you one final, okay, I wanted to talk about Brent, but actually Brent is so boring compared to other ones. It just keeps moving sideways since many months now. It's probably the most non-interesting asset. But something that I want to close off with today is NVIDIA. So NVIDIA was pretty much is on the rise. So after its earnings reports, we saw it jump towards 800, and then last week it was attempting to jump towards 1000 with this very strong gap, boom, and then okay. Right, so that's something interesting about this. And what else do I want to say is I don't know, I think that's it for today. I think we've talked a lot. The US market is open, and good luck with trading, guys. I will see you next week, and don't forget that we have almost every day we conduct various webinars on various trading topics, various trading strategies. So feel free to join our trading sessions. They are fun, they are educational, and in those trading sessions you will be able to learn something new and something that you can really put into practice. And once again, I would like to remind you that there are three basically pillars of success in trading, which are strategies, money management, and psychology of trading. And once you've mastered all of them, all three of them, then pretty much you can call yourself as a profitable trader, or a successful trader, or a skilled or a seasoned trader. So that is it. My name is Thomas, and I will see you next week. Have wonderful trading results, nice profits, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.